Yay! Hey guys. We
Hi.
decided that we were having a little chat before this and it was pretty good content. This always happens. So I wanted to catch this out in the live.
In the
So
live, I know. Sometimes we go so deep before you hit that record button.
yeah. So we wanted to share this energy with everybody and be part of it. Whatever this is, we have no agenda today. I am just kicking back, enjoying these energies that are coming in and alchemizing what's going on in this world and just staying positive. Vibing high today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how are
vibes
you feeling?
are high.
Yeah. Feeling good?
Feeling so good today.
Yeah.
I had a big shift yesterday. I was feeling, I had a real busy week and I was physically tired, but I was also like really spiritually and energetically drained. I was having these huge naps. And then something just sort of shifted. Yesterday, I woke up feeling a little bit different. You know how you can feel different sometimes, like with just like a lightness or whatever. And so I don't know about you guys, but I've felt a little change in direction and been like a real up
Big
vibe.
shift. Yeah, and
Yeah.
right before I came on here, I felt the need. That's actually why I was a little late because I was called to just jump and do a salt bath really quickly. I've been really trying to listen to my body more when it cries out to me and just is like, help me. So for some reason that moment I just listened to the first instinct and what came to mind was like get in the water.
Amazing.
And I jumped in and I felt so good because I was like, I don't want to put whatever stagnant energy from yesterday was. I want it to come into this world, and I feel like, I feel so much better having this conversation now than I did. Probably a couple hours ago because there was some dark stuff I think really being like taken out.
There was, absolutely. I was feeling that extra heavy just the last last weekend up to today. But today it feels like there's something in the wind, a little bit of change, a little bit of shift in the air.
Did you have any dreams last night?
My dreams have been almost unrememberable, unfortunately, which makes me think that there's something about my dreams I've made a deal not to remember, because my dreams are usually fairly vivid and in the same place. But recently, they haven't been.
My dreams are back.
Ooh.
So they went, again, I'm usually really good dream recall, and then it was quiet there for a while, but they've been back, and I'm having my my normal dream time, which is from in the early hours before I get up, and I know I'm dreaming and it's going on, and my usual regular stuff is just regular dreams about doing regular things. However, the timeline and some abilities and stuff are just different. It's somehow time is advanced. There's things, the one that I recall from last night or the night before, it was just this weird scenario. I'm observing this man walking through the town, sort of stuff, and he was unwell. And then he just sort of started to morph into, there was a scarf, and he just got carried out into the wind. And it just seemed, so I'm witnessing that, but it's just like normal. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, there he goes. And so it's this kind of stuff is intertwined between the regular day in the life of what I'm doing exactly here, exactly now in the same scenario. So I'm in these dreams that are like that, but sprinkled with kind of bizarre stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. Do you think maybe on some level that bizarre stuff is happening, but only in the astral realm are you able to see it? Much like there's different dimensions that operate on top of ours, maybe a veil is lifted?
I definitely think it's some sort of a thing like that. And when you said that, is it that I'm only able to see it in dream state, but it's happening. Maybe that's a clue to pay attention to, that this stuff is happening. It's just the consciousness level in is allowing me to see that. I really, that kind of resonated. I'm going to, okay. So now, okay. any people turning into scarves and moving into, but that's an interesting take on that. I can, I can feel that. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
Yeah. I feel like I am feeling stuff, like I am definitely doing stuff in my astral body somewhere. I'm trying to remember what my recent really big dream was, but I'm definitely feeling this shift in my physical world, especially like recently I've felt very in like two worlds. Like I'm acting on a different stage or something when I walk outside. It's really weird to explain.
It's almost like you're living in 4D, transitioning to 5D, whilst the real world is still in 3D.
Yeah, like I've got one foot in the skillet, the other's not, and I'm like, I don't even know how to feel anymore at this point. Like sometimes I think I'm just like, I'll be like doing something very mundane and I'm like, am I losing my mind?
Yep. Yep. Like I know that feeling.
What is happening? And
where was I?
Feeling like something is this close to being like the switch is being like turned on.
I don't know if I've told you ladies, but for the last couple of years, I've had the same dream space that I go to. So I don't remember my dreams currently, but I do know that I'm still in this space. I remember that much. I'm starting to understand and piece together little puzzle pieces of this dream that there's like, it's underground. There's like a giant airport type thing. There's like another space that's like this giant forest. And I kind of just like jump from all these locations, but also in between like going to school and working and seeing people like my age that I know, and they're also in school classes with me, and we all live in this like underground area that's like connected to everywhere. And I've been having this dream for 2 years now. And I've, of course, at first thought maybe this is what lockdowns are going to be like, or this is what, like
another timeline maybe you entered in.
Maybe. But now that I'm starting to see myself in classes and learning with people my age, that it's like, makes me wonder if it's a future that I'm stepping into that I see. I also had this crazy dream that I will remember forever. It was so realistic. I stepped outside of my house into the street, and I saw this giant planet coming towards us. And it was like,
I had a dream like that.
I'm so sorry. There's somebody at my door.
It's okay. That is weird because I had like a very similar dream and it was so real. I like felt this crazy energy throughout that dream, and it was like this giant red planet that was like in our atmosphere, and it felt so real.
How long ago was that dream?
My gosh. Within the last, I think 5 years, I'm trying to remember. My sense of time right now is so off. I'm like trying to remember when things are happening, and I'm like, like time does not exist anymore.
I know. But this dream stands out. Like just like what Courtney was saying, she's like, I'll never forget this.
I have a dream journal that I'll show you sometime, but I just like I don't remember a lot of my dreams, but that was one I was just like very overwhelmed, and it felt like I was there, like it was happening in my reality. So I've like read things from other like light workers who have posted in like different chat thing.
Mhm.
I've connected with a couple people that have had that same type of dream too, and I was like, am I seeing something like from
So do you recall in the dream, what did you feel?
like the planet was so
Safe?
close. But I wasn't panicking. It just was like a lot of energy because it
Mhm.
was, it's like it was like having this this giant, I don't know, planet just like in our atmosphere that we're not used to seeing, and it was glowing like red orange. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I don't remember like, I just remember me just being like, whoa, this is a lot right now. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
we're not used to seeing that.
So I
So
think, like, touching on what we were saying before too, like, time to pay attention. I think because there's so much of the unseen that's always going on around us, and right now with everything that's happening, with all of the things that are going on, I think if we're paying, like, level up our awareness and tap into stuff. I mean, we're seeing, I swear I've got really beautiful, playful, little peaceful energy things that come and play in here all the time.
elementals.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what they are, but it's like, but there's a lightness, playfulness of it. Like, I think of them as little fairies, little beings. Um, and I've been seeing that more and more. And now and then when you start doing that, when you start noticing, even it's the same thing. If once you start noticing, you get a car,
Yeah.
red car, a red car of a certain make, you've got a red Jeep, and then you notice them, or all of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
our awareness. So if we make it a conscious effort to really tune in with all of our senses, because it's sight, sound, scent. um I think that you know there's a lot to see, that we're it's right there, the
Yeah,
beautiful stuff.
it is. Like, I definitely think I'm starting to see these, like, I keep thinking they're moths because I am super sensitive to moths
I
being in
remember that
my
about you.
face because I'm a knitter. I have so much yarn, and I'm like, when I feel terrible killing things. Like, I can't even kill. I even feel bad killing mosquitoes. Like, I'm very attached to the animal world,
Hmm.
but just because I know what it's like to have like expensive yarn get damaged by moths, I'm like a psycho killer. I'm like, no, get out of my house, and I'll like try to kill them. But so, like, I'm like a hunter with moths. So like whenever I
Hmm.
see something like out of the corner of my eye, like I'm always like on it. And recently, like, I'll think it's a moth, but usually I can follow moths, like their
Hmm.
pattern, but it just disappears. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah,
And it's been
just dissipates into energy, right? So
happening.
it's
Yeah.
hmm.
So I think I'm being played with or something. I don't know.
Courtney, back to your dream. Do you recall what color was that planet?
Oh,
Red.
Larissa was telling about her
yeah.
dream
I
that she had years and years ago, but it's again
this giant
stands out. It was so
red
memorable.
planet, and it was in our atmosphere. It was like so
Hmm.
gross,
So big, so huge.
so big.
And I stood there and I was just memorized by how ginormous it was. And I couldn't hear any birds and nothing there. Like the streets were quiet. Yeah, it was like a full
Yeah.
sensory vision that I had.
Yeah, it's one of my most memorable dreams. Like, I put it in my dream journal because I was like, even though this was from like before I was starting to journal my dreams, like I always kept it in my reserve because I was like, that was wild.
It was wild. And
So
I don't
cool.
know, after watching Childhood's End, have you seen that one, Sandra?
No. No,
okay.
is that a show?
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were talking about your end of innocence, your
oh,
childhood.
well.
Oh, no. And I'm like, oh, it's poignant.
Like, yes, yep, that's true. Once we lose our innocence, it's the
Yeah.
worst.
That's a whole other discussion, but yeah, we got suggested to watch Childhood's End, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and like,
What platform is it on?
You can watch it on BitChute.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay,
free.
because I don't have Netflix.
letting me know that I'll try to watch the 3rd episode on that.
Yeah, it's worth the watch for sure. It's definitely
Think.
it's a
Like,
bit
really
mind-blowing. But I highly recommend it for anybody out there.
Yeah,
who's
I'm so
interested.
curious, like, what other people think of it. So
Yeah,
I'm so
let us
curious.
know.
yeah, that's your homework for this week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna happen, but at the same time I'm like, just let it happen. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Whatever is going to happen is going to happen in divine timing and as it's supposed to be and how it should.
Yep.
Courtney, can you recognize what this sound is?
I'm going to say they're rune pieces or
They are.
Yeah.
I was reminded I have a set of runes, and I saw you on was it you and Helen did a video? I think, and you were talking about runes, and I was reminded that I had come across them. I don't use them. I don't know anything about them, but I remember that I was really drawn at some point years and years ago. 30 years ago, I've had these, and I keep them in a very special. It's in 2 velvet bags, Crown Royal.
I love that you're using
velvet bags. First a purple one and a black
very
one.
Nice bag.
Yeah, really nice. So I've always kept them very. They've moved with me. They've always been packed in a special spot, but I don't know. I don't know much about them. So that's going to be one of my projects this spring, to get in touch and to tap into that as well as a new tool. And I was, if you have any resources or anything that you want to point me to get some knowledge, that'd be super cool. Cause they're,
I love that you're doing that. You're getting excited to get back into mine, because I was really interested at one point. Like, I wanted to make my own stones. But yeah, it's super interesting, and I'm very drawn to it. But I know nothing. I don't. Like, I bought a book on it, and I'm just kind of like letting it come to me when I want to really focus on it.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it too. It's like when the timing is right, when you feel drawn to something. Yeah. And it's especially like I've been doing one of the things that when I do readings and sometimes through my writing, I can feel so much the energy through my hands, like vibrating so much through my hands. And I remember my process of selecting and picking runes. So I'm like, okay, with my sort of upgraded levels of knowledge and spiritual energy work, it's going to be fun too.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I really like them. They have very like straightforward answers. I feel like with tarot.
No bullshit.
No bullshit. And they are very hilarious to work with because they're very blunt and straightforward when they tell you their feelings or their answers. She can be very funny. If you like ask a question and it's answered, it will most likely give you the same answer again, just in a different way. It's just like, listen to me when I speak.
I love it when spirit's funny like that. You're like,
oh yeah.
You try to fight it, and then it just keeps coming back at you, and you're like, okay, fine.
I'll listen.
I'm such a stubborn student. Like,
well, it's
always
humanity.
been hard for me. I feel like in school because I've always questioned everything. I have raged against authority my entire life. It's like I was born to fight against anybody telling me what to do. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't like I did okay in school, but I was definitely like I had to try really hard. Like my other friends, like my best friend, I was always so jealous of her because she could read a textbook and memorize the whole thing, and I'm like, I need to pull all-nighters because I can't grasp some of this information. And now I understand maybe why I was not understanding this information because I knew some of it was BS. But.
Right? Yeah, I don't think, I think a lot of us didn't take it in because we filtered out things that weren't true, and that was the majority of it. Yeah, I did not find any purpose in school for myself, unfortunately. It made it really hard for me. I was,
like I like had like different groups of friends that I like hung out with, and like I don't know, high school for me was fun because I got to like experience different like groups.
Sure.
But I felt like I always kind of felt a little distant from that world. Like I hated drama, so I was just like, I don't know. When I saw it coming, I was like, no, okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Bye.
I need to be part of this.
Not for me.
Not for me, yeah. But I was really happy to go to college. That's when I got to really explore myself during those times.
Yeah, more like-minded people there.
So speaking of school,
yeah,
I was going through again a box of my treasures. This is my very first report card. Very like an actual paper report card. Sandra is adjusting well to her first year of school. She is very shy and quiet in class, but is always polite and cooperative. Despite the fact that she's missed a lot of school already this year, she is doing satisfactory work in all subjects. I'm especially pleased that she has not fallen behind in her reading. Sandra reads smoothly and with good expression from her off-to-school reader.
Oh.
And then it says, however, I'm not so pleased with Sandra's seat work. What an ugly way to call like seat work. Unless I constantly check on her, she won't do the work she's supposed to do. Perhaps she is daydreaming because I'm certain that she can do the work when she does. So anyway, it's just, and that's the comment again. I'm always doing well with reading and expression. But I guess it's like math or whatever I'm supposed to be writing. They're just like, she just off in the clouds.
Oh, I love that. That's so precious.
Isn't that funny?
I feel like we would have been friends.
I
feel like that was my report card at one point. I'm curious if I've kept any of that stuff. I love going down memory lane. I actually posted a picture recently on my Instagram of me. Oh wait, I think I have to show you guys this.
Ooh.
I was like, so my mom sent it to me and I was like, oh, that was so cute. I'm like working a lot with my inner child, so I feel like this is like appropriate.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to show my Instagram.
Yeah, inner child work is so important.
It's so healing.
I'm wearing a bucket hat.
How old are you there, little cutie?
Glasses. I don't know, probably
Those
like
are dope glasses.
6. I can't tell ages. Like, and I was just telling Sandra, I've like lost track of time. I'm having a hard time like understanding what age I was doing things.
Yeah, and it's so irrelevant. This whole time thing, it's just like,
yeah,
I'm done with it.
Like it's terrible. I hate to say this, but sometimes I feel like I have like Alzheimer's. I'm like, just like, I have to like check myself occasionally because I'm like, am I
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like new information is pushing out a lot of like my data storage is getting like upgraded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel that.
get rid of the unnecessary stuff. shed what no longer serves to make room for, you know, this back to school and all this learning. And, you know, it's never too late to start something, and it's never too early. Like I was thinking about that, like with health and wellness practices, don't wait until you're till you're senior, or when you're, you know, in your later stages of life. Pay important to your health, especially like the self-care stuff. Start that stuff early. It's never too early, and it's also never too late. Never too late to. I'm a good example of that. I, you know, in my mid 50s, totally reinvented how I take care of my body, and
The prevention now,
and to try things and to explore things, whether it's runes or cards or healing, or, you know, start doing this stuff.
and
Because
just
once you
anywhere.
start, it's just
like that's what I mean. As long as if you're, you know, if it's harmless, I think it's fun to play with these things. Like
mhm.
you're going back to nature. It's a very natural thing to do. And yeah, no, I feel like recently I've felt a little like nervous sometimes working with these tools, because you know you hear like it's like black magic, whatever, and I'm like,
Connecting
no,
you to demons.
yeah.
And
And like as long as your intentions are good, and you know you're being careful in a way of like just being good with cleansing and making sure
Mhm.
you're not tapping into anything. But I
And also, just like when we started here, you were talking about listening to your body. You also we listen to our intuition. You mentioned just in a little short video you did, Larissa, that you took a step back from the cards for a while because that's what felt right. And I do that too with things. I'll be you just sort of listen to what feels right, and I've learned to really respect that and trust that.
yeah,
Right.
and I do it with like eating and just like
Everything.
using
intuitive
supplements,
eating.
and just because I'm very I have a problem with sticking to routines. I'll have to admit I am terrible at it, but it's become more of just like, you know, I'll check in with my body in the morning and be like, do I maybe I should take some vitamin D? Like I'll just kind of have a conversation with myself and tap in, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like I don't take vitamin D or vitamin C whatever every day. It's just more of like a maybe I need it.
Yeah,
And
and the
whatever
more
feels
that,
good.
yeah, and the
Don't
more
you ever
that,
find that when you're just like you're craving? It's just like, oh, I really want an orange, or, you know,
Yeah.
you
That
really need
happens to me all the time.
something, you know. And I think that I forget where I was reading, but it's actually a thing. Our bodies know, and again, that's why it's important not to be all muted down with prescription medication, because then our body doesn't can't speak to us and connect with us in the way, and we can't hear and feel and listen. But when we listen to, and our body will intuitively tell us what we need, what's good for us, what's not, why we have an aversion to something. It's usually and I know I want to learn more about the different body types on the like I can never say that word. Bryce talks about it, you know, which type of
Oh,
body you are.
Ayurvedic.
Yeah, all that, and the different body types,
Yeah.
whether, you know, you're hot or cold and all that kind of stuff. Learning, and blood type and all that kind of stuff. The
Yeah.
more we
Starting
learn
to
about, because
learn.
where the magnificence is for discoveries and healing and living the life, it's in these divine creations that we all have, not
All
for the
have
latest
knowledge.
thing that's going to come up in a lab,
Right.
right, to figure out
we
how
already have
to.
it here.
We have it here. Yeah. And
Just
learning to
learning.
use these tools and share, and like I thinking back to that, you know, ancient gathering of healers in the community, and sharing their wisdom.
You just reminded me of a cool thought, which I don't I don't know if maybe I saw this in a video, but I'm just gonna say it. So I had this image of all of us healers coming together, And I feel like we've all somehow found our little circles. And all of a sudden, I just had like an image of all of us who have gathered in our circles are making up the flower of life.
Ah!
And it was like the light that was coming from it, from all of us like standing together in that pattern. It was so powerful. I was like, that would be a cool idea. I don't know if it's been done before, and if this is like something I'm recalling from an idea from someone else, but I don't know. That was just the image I got.
I think it's ancient. I don't think
Mhm.
it's a new idea or an old idea. I think it's just, I think that just happens. That
Yeah.
is like what that's.
So yeah, because I've been really called to gather with like-minded women, and
Yeah.
here where I live, I've been able to gather in person with these women, and it's been so
Amazing.
cool, just connecting and
Mm-hmm.
talking about what's happening in the communities, because here it just seems like everyone's in their own little bubble, and um, it's finally nice to like have what this is, but
In real,
Out
flesh.
here.
in
Yeah,
the flesh.
yeah,
Same. I've been meeting and gathering with meeting some great new friends that want to do exactly that. Gather together, create a sense of belonging and community, and to learn and to grow, and how, like, and it's nothing to do, like, it's, to me, I love being here in this electronic version in this world with you ladies. It's enriching and beautiful. However, losing sight of that and wanting this to be the only normal, and to not
yeah.
have that great,
That
that
connection.
soul connection, that hug, body to
Yeah,
body.
there's nothing like
It's
it.
nothing
Heart to
like
heart.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping one day we'll get to live this dream that we've been wanting.
I have a feeling it's coming. I don't know. There's something I feel that all of the flights are going to be, well, at least we're going to be able to fly again. All the restrictions are going to be dropped.
God. Yeah,
I feel
what's
it.
happening in the mainstream? Are you guys following anything?
Nothing today that I saw that was. I know Saskatchewan finally released on their database that their numbers for some of the hospitals and ICUs were actually fudged. So they're going in and tallying up the numbers.
I'm shocked.
I know on Alberta's health page, you can now see the percentages of the difference in the hospitals, and it's definitely starting to show more so of the truth than it did before. So these things are happening. People are starting to see.
This is cool. Glad to be here with you guys to see all this happening.
Yeah, we're witness to this. We're observing the most tedious time, I'd say.
Yeah.
And a cool thing of what I know all of us do, and one of the things that is a good reminder for everyone else, is to observe but not absorb, because there is so much. If you get yourself drawn into, here in British Columbia, we have a woman that I refer to as BFH. Her first name is Bonnie. She's the provincial health officer, and I won't do my impression of her here. It gets good laughs. If we get together in person, I can do quite a good Bonnie. Anyway, so the restrictions have the rules now that everyone's supposed to follow in British Columbia is there's restrictions on dining, there's restrictions on nightclubs, and there's been restrictions on gyms. They closed down the gyms completely just because it was so unsafe, and those restrictions were supposed to be lifted tomorrow. And there's been in her conference from last Friday, people were asking, well, what about those? And well, I will announce those. Don't do it. I will announce those on the the next Tuesday. So the conference is today. So she's holding everybody, these gyms and these restaurant owners, just like marionette strings, waiting to get announced whether or not they're allowed to go back into their businesses and their gyms. Speculation, buzz on the street is that it's going to be that it's just now is not the time. It's just it's unsafe, and so they'll probably put those restrictions on indefinitely, or at least for another couple months, because we just got to be sure. People have had it. But what I was saying, like the toxicity of it, if you are watching that, I watch it. If you watch and see the comments and see the things, if you are someone that lives your life dialed in to wanting to know what those updates are, because whatever they say is how you're going to conduct yourself, and it matters to you and in your life, that's a freaking horrible, stressful place to be. It is vile. It is almost violent in its nature. Yep. It is so like if you're interested in that,
head out.
That's part of the problem. That's what they want. They want you to be so
absorbed.
Ooh, so yes, you can observe, but then get the hell out and don't wear that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they started the mandates here for vaccine passports. Oops.
It won't be much longer, I'm sure. Like, I have a feeling that once this information starts rolling out on the news, because you can find it now, just in case anybody is curious, you can go and find the information yourself to see that there's a lot of double standards, so to speak.
There is a slight shift with I saw I even commented on the person who posted it because I was really surprised. Have you heard of Dr. Oz, TV doctor?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like he's a media does a show anyway, Dr. Oz, and he came out on Instagram today saying basically to Dr. Rhymes with Ouchie, could we have a narrative? Could we have a conversation? Can we talk about natural immunity? Can we talk about these things like
Dr. Oz?
That's right. And I'm like, Dr. Oz?
That's almost bigger than MSM.
Right? So if someone who's got a daily network show, runs daytime, same time slots as like there's the Ellens and the Kellys or whatever. He's coming out with that's a step in the right direction. That's huge. People starting to recognize, that's not just that. So that's what I saw this morning, and more of it. I follow this really inspiring woman, Susan Stanfield, for health justice. And she's living in the UK right now. And she says the media is turning. They are not as wanting to go along with the narrative. They said that the journalists over there are a little more seasoned. They're a little older. They're a little gritty. And they're starting to go, really? And so
we're seeing it. 2022. This is going to be an intense year for truth, for mirroring, for you recognizing your shadow self and loving it.
Yeah.
It's a big year.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely have been going through, I think, a dark night of the soul recently that I didn't know that I was going through until like I got out of it. And I was like,
oh,
what
right.
just happened?
Mm-hmm.
What was that? So
yeah, it sneaks up on you.
I'm like, I think my body's still recovering from all that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a physical thing too. Yeah, as much as it is mental and spiritual, it is also physical, and that is coming from a person with MS. I know. Take my word for it.
I don't know how you're dealing with it.
Oh gosh. I'm lucky to be a seasoned veteran when it comes to MS. Got 10 years of it under my belt, so at least I can understand it when it happens. Like it's energy. That's all it is. Everything is just my neurons are firing at different.
So are you more sensitive to these energy changes? Is that really what's happening in a way?
Yeah. That's what I assume. Yeah, is that my body has been so sensitive to these things and for so long I didn't tap into it, and I do wonder if it caused damage because there was an overflux of energy in my body that didn't have anywhere else to go. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that too. It took a long time to really learn, understand, and respect how it wasn't just, I call stress, but there's like a million things that fall into that category. And so that, but a lot of it is that, it's that energetic thing. Like you were saying, Courtney, you can feel that when you have a chronic illness, when you have the fluctuations, the ups and downs, it is fluid. It is in, it's paying attention to that and learning how to protect yourself and nurture yourself and
Yes.
get yourself back to. And so wouldn't it be nice if it was always, pain-free days and stuff? But when you do live with this, you do understand that there are going to be the ebbs and the flows and the challenging times. But the skill and the wisdom of being able to do that is to recognize how to nurture and care and respond to for yourself so that you can get back up quicker. So you can recognize quicker when, and this comes for anything. This is when we're getting drained energetically, when people would call it burnout, whatever it is. If you can recognize what your body is telling you, and again, it's that awareness, because we get these messages. If we can have the awareness, do something about it, honor and love and respect ourselves, know we have to say no to this or yes to that or whatever it is. Doing that, because the shit's going to happen, the highs and lows, whatever it is, whatever our journey is. The golden thing is to learn how to recognize it quicker so that you can go to your tool belt, do what you need to do, allow that downtime, because then you can recover
quicker,
faster each and every time, whether it's an energetic hit or a physical, like recover because you're not going to not have those bumps on the road.
Yeah, everybody ebbs and flows, and the more that you're in a, say, routine of taking care of your spiritual self as well as listening to your intuition, I do know that the more often you listen to your intuition, the more it becomes loud and not a whisper. So the more that you pay attention to it and you listen to it and you give it that respect, she'll yell at you every time that she wants you to listen up. The intuition is brilliant like that. And the more that you have this like system constantly, when you do get into those really bad ebbs, then you're already prepared to just like brushing your teeth, how common that is. That'll be where you get to with the care you take into your body over time.
I think like I was able to recover from whatever I just got so quickly because this time around, because I had swine flu when I was in college, and that was a time where I was like not taking care of my body. I was flooding my body with tons of alcohol and like doing stupid shit. Just
not eating well.
Oh my God. I couldn't afford like really like nice food at the time. Like
mac and cheese,
it was a treat to go to Wegmans and buy myself some veggies. So I got knocked out. Like I thought I was gonna die. And I never got the thing. I for some reason I always thought there was something up with it, but I never knew why. I just
smart.
Listening to my body,
This is what we're saying.
But so now that I have all these tools in my tool belt now, I was able to kick this one in the butt, and literally was only like really having bad symptoms for 2 days because I was able to talk to myself and be like, whatever this is, it's not me. This is not natural. And I basically like reprogrammed myself by just having that conversation and flooding my body.
Brilliant.
With good stuff. And I'm doing good.
Yeah. Again, for somebody who my immune system is, basically non-existent, but I've had this thing that's been happening the last couple of years. I had it twice. And the first time it took me a bit to recover from, but the second time, I think I was like a little bit under the weather for a day, and then I was fine afterwards. Made me think that I was just going through like a little spurt of my MS because it was so light. But then I figured out that all my friends had it, and I had been with them previously. So, but for me, to get over any kind of cold or flu, it doesn't look very pretty. But I have been kicking this in the butt the entire time, which
That's
makes
awesome.
me curious. Yes.
Yeah. I also attribute maybe the Mary Jane to be also a
Help.
huge help in this department. Which
Oh yeah.
that's a whole other discussion for another time. But
it is healing. It's plant medicine. It is yeah.
Fun fact about hemp, we used to grow it everywhere. That used to be what farmers would grow instead of grass or anything, and they would feed that to the cattle. They would feed that to sheep. They would feed that to livestock. So whenever you used to eat meat, you would be getting an influx of CBD because that's just what the cows and chicken eggs used to be full of CBD. So
no,
our bodies used to be, yeah,
Seriously?
100%, 100%.
that's
And
so awesome.
why do you think they got rid of hemp? Why do you think they made it illegal for farmers to grow? Because it was like it was naturally doing something incredible for us and
No,
the animals.
they have completely you look at like white flour, and that's in everything, or even just like from the bag of flour, and anything that's made from that is absolutely stripped of any nutrient quality. Any of the the land and everything around it wasn't there to begin with. And then when you see things with the vitamin additives, so like on a cereal box or whatever, the reason that those are there, it's not to be, oh, this is a healthy product, look, it's because it's so devoid of anything that they have to, it's basically factory pulp put into whatever shape it is that we're eating, completely devoid of any nutrition at its basic. And then, okay, what else is actually in there?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
I've been using a good friend of mine, she recommended einkorn flour.
Ooh.
Good. Yeah. It cooks or it bakes a little differently than flour, so you have to kind of like get used to it, but it's really, really high in nutrients. And I might do a show with her because it'd be nice to like share some of these like nutrition things that I've been going down, because I'm the type of person, I don't stick to one diet. I don't
think it's smart. I think
like
our body needs
diet either.
different types.
Intuitive
Yeah,
eating.
again, my intuitive eating, and I have O negative blood type, so I have to like definitely eat more. I don't know, I crave more meats, even though like, I really try to like, I did go pescatarian once. I had a good friend who was a Rastafarian, and
amazing.
He taught me about like Dr. Sebi and living like the ITAL diet, and I did that for a month and definitely helped cleanse my system. But I couldn't not eat fish, like, because I couldn't do the 100% vegan. Like I just always felt like very tired, so like having a little bit of fish helped. But that was when I remember like seeing colors were so bright. Like it felt like I was on shrooms. But I was not. It was like real life. So I do believe in like that way, but I also, I
listen to your body.
Yeah. And I definitely believe in like treating the animal humanely, giving it a good life, and,
loving
it and honoring the animal fully.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to
really, are what you eat. So.
Yeah. I want to learn how to hunt my own food. I just bought a bow and arrow. I mean, the one that I bought is not good for hunting, but I'm like really excited to like practice.
Cool.
I don't know. I kind of want to go back to my roots a little bit. Yeah. So I think that's the first step of like honoring Mother Earth and healing her, and just exercising these different practices with
Mm-hmm.
our eating, and finally like living off the land like the way that it should be.
Yes. I read something interesting. Apparently, they used to use their own saliva to plant seeds, farmers and stuff.
Yeah.
And their saliva actually gave the seed the appropriate like DNA to then feed you with the nutrients that your body needed.
I do remember Ruby Ann, I think, had mentioned that.
So cool.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, like it's like for your DNA. It's amazing.
Yeah, we don't think about these things, but
so plants and the human body, there are so many similarities. Like, when you look at the different organs and the different, in the tree of life and the this and the placenta and the all of, like, it's the symmetry and the sacred geometry and just the beauty of all of that. It's like one of those things, like Mother Nature, Gaia, it's like, pay attention, like, hello, have you noticed? Did you see?
Yeah.
Right. And that's why things like oils are medicine. That's why they can work, because it's the plant wisdom is there. And yeah, I
love
like
geeking out to this stuff. It's
I have love affairs also with trees. Like I totally have relationships with trees.
I love trees.
Just love.
I've been. I think. Little tree hug. I used to climb trees as a kid. That was like that's all I remember doing. Like just running around a block and finding
always finding like the perfect tree. It had like the perfect branches, and it was like,
that's my favorite.
You can hang up there for hours. Like I would bring up your feet. Snacks with me to like go hang out up in the trees. Like,
that's beautiful.
I think we were definitely woodland creatures in the past.
Yeah, I am part fairy. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
Wouldn't that be crazy if that was like how we were labeled, like on our passports, like our names, part fairy.
Why not?
I'm from that clan.
I'm from the fairy clan, the pixie clan.
Pixie clan, yeah. Or hopefully there won't be passports wherever we're going in this new realm.
No.
But, yeah.
No passports required.
Oh,
just
I'm like so frustrated with this whole passport system.
I know, babe. Me too. It just makes me feel like we've digressed.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 years.
I'm like,
timelines
think about it all the time. I'm like, how have we gotten this far in humanity where we...
Do you guys not remember what happened last time there was this? I mean, that was a lie too, but still, like, there's a reason why it was in the history books.
It's just so frustrating. Like, me being married to a Lebanese man has made things like astronomically harder.
You want to go see family. You want to be able to have the right to.
Yeah. And it's sad because it's like he has to get rid of his citizenship to like be an like to get a better passport. Like this whole system is so ass backwards. And I'm like, yeah, it's
ass backwards.
Yeah.
Upside down. But yeah, that's the clown world that we were raised into. And it's the clown world that we're going to see change and help change.
I sure hope so, because I can't take any more of this.
I've been very patient.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been good. I've sat in my corner. I haven't like gone crazy. But like this has been really tough. Like, because I've been a part of this narrative many times in history. I know in past lives I actually recall we were talking about dreams earlier, but I remember I had a dream that I was speaking fluent German, and I remember like looking at myself and I was like wearing like I was, I think, a Nazi in a past life, like, wow. And I feel like this is now my timeline to correct whatever I don't recall anything. I wasn't doing anything bad in this dream, but I just know that like I was you know, I
You
saw
were
a
there.
uniform on. So it's like, and I knew I actually, in this life, I don't really know German, but like it has a distinct sound that I know
Mm.
that that's what, and it was crazy. Like the whole dream I was speaking it fluent, like I knew it.
Whoa.
But in this lifetime, like Guten Tag, I don't really know. Sorry. But yeah,
That's cool.
so I just know like when I'm seeing history repeating itself, I'm like, oh, why
Something
isn't
inside you
anybody
is
seeing
stirring.
this?
You're like, I've been here before, you guys. Trust me.
Yeah.
It
And
does
the
not end
irony is,
well.
like, you know, being raised Jewish, like you know, I'm seeing like I'm just wondering how my community that I grew up in is not seeing any of this. And oh man, I feel like a
Not
rude awakening
seeing.
for a lot of people. That's all I have to say.
Yes. It's amazing that you can see your ancestral, like, past life, or you have like a closer connection. I'm very jealous of that. I bet that's really cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome meeting Taylor because she's helped me really activate that power. And it's bad now because I feel like I can do it with people who are like connected to me too. Like when someone comes into my auric field, I'm like, oh, I think
I
I know where
recognize
you came
you.
from. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm working through that.
That's so cool.
I know that I probably should do like BQH or QHHT therapy. I'm slowly working on that, but
Sure.
it's become to a point though, like where I feel like I don't need to be put under hypnosis now for me to see these things. It's like
Amazing. That's incredible.
it's
That
weird.
cord is like, it's very strong for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So yeah, I'm able to tap into past lives now like super quickly. Trying to think.
You can tap into mine if you like.
I know. Well, I've never actually. That's interesting. I've never done it like with anybody else. Like it's always been just like really myself. And well, Taylor and I have connected somehow in a past life. But
Well, I give you full permission if
well,
you
that's
ever
cool.
want to, or if
Yeah.
you
Okay. Well, yeah. That's also another thing too. It's
exactly.
like I actually don't like to do it when I don't have the person's permission. Like everyone has free will, and I'm not gonna invade people's spaces. But that's cool to know. Thank you for opening up that door.
Just
Okay.
Whenever.
Cool.
If you ever feel the need
Yeah,
to,
I was gonna
or
say,
want to.
who knows? It may happen during
It may
the
not.
talk. If not, I will.
All right.
I'll see what comes from that. That's cool. Yeah,
I've always wanted that. So if
I don't do
there's
this
an
for a
opportunity
living,
here, I
but
trust you.
sweet, cool. Okay. Well, I mean, we already know that you were some like woodland fairy, so we can already just
start with
that
that
off the list.
Yes, size-wise especially.
Yeah. But there's some cool timelines I've been able to tap into. Just not being like in my human self. It's weird when you like open up into a different world and you're like, wait, this isn't my body.
Ooh, that's very interesting. You can like tell right away. You're like, this is.
You like look down. Well, in this kind of half awake state, I do it in my my vision. I don't know how to explain
your mind's eye.
It's like I'm putting on a different mask, if that makes sense. It's like you look and you're like, okay, what costume am I wearing now? And yeah, that's how I like tap into it. But I have to be like in the right vibe.
Yes. Yeah, you got to have a clear channel for that to happen.
And for me, it's like right now I have my training wheels on, so it just kind of happens when it happens. I don't really force it. So, but yeah, I think might be losing it, but who knows?
No, you're collecting it. That's what you're doing. You're gaining all of it and putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
Into a superhero.
You're an apprentice. We all are. We're all learning our craft.
I know nothing.
We go along.
And it feels great.
Oh, doesn't it feel great to evolve and to look back from last year, last week, last Wednesday, and realize that you're somewhat a different person than you were before.
It's
Right?
beautiful. It's my
Oh my
favorite.
gosh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. I think of myself like 3 months ago, and that person, I'm still just like, you are a far
Right.
cry from me today.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying letting things go. I'm like,
Mm,
see ya.
Yes.
yeah,
Adios.
the universe is putting me in a position to let a lot of things go recently, and I've definitely
Beautiful.
had to step out of my comfort zone and
Oh,
allow
has
that
it
to
been?
happen.
I mean, this situation, I am so terrified of the camera. Like, the fact that I'm doing this is a miracle.
You're so
Throwing
beautiful.
it out there. Oh, stop it.
No, Sandra too, just so stunning.
Stop firing me.
Oh, so glowy. Um, so that's a big step to just sort of lean into it with trust, right? And that's sort of what I started doing too. This started out as radio where no one ever saw me, and I was really comfortable with that.
Interesting. Right.
And then
Yeah,
when the whatever this game that we've been playing for the last couple of years hit, and we couldn't go into the physical studio anymore, I had to create it on Zoom,
mhm.
and
Oh,
here I am.
cool. I didn't realize
um,
that's how it started. That's cool.
yeah, and so being on camera for me is not something that I was ever comfortable with, ever wanted, um, ever felt was appropriate,
Mhm.
because it just felt there's a lot of um, we're can be harsh critics. We can have
Of course.
judgments, whether it be for whatever reasons, and I have bucket loads of those. But it's a progression, right? And I'm learning to be gentle with myself, and I love, like, looking back even 2 years ago, some of my very first videos, when I'm going on there and starting, and I'm just like, oh, look at her, and kind of looking, but with love, and with, oh, she was trying, instead of, but the old me would have been, delete
Pick
that, oh,
this,
look
pick
at
this,
you,
pick this.
oh, and now I'm like, look at you, oh, look at how you're growing, and I'm so, and that was a bad, don't do bangs again, but I love you.
We can be
We
harsh
learn.
critics to ourselves, but
but it's
at the end
but
of the day, who cares?
but
None of this
Larissa, like,
matters.
so how does it feel? So you're doing this now more than, I mean, we used to just chat just on the good old Zoom, but putting it out there and being well received, how does it feel?
Oh, I mean, I haven't really thought anything of it. I'm just doing this because
Cool.
like I feel like I have some things to say, and
Yeah.
whoever hears it, great. I I just like hanging out, talking to cool people, and getting different perspectives because like I've lived a life of very different
Mm-hmm.
points of views,
Mhm.
cultures. Like I was actually thinking of doing like
You
a
should.
episode on me not liking being put in labels because
Yeah.
I've struggled with a little bit of my identity just because I was adopted and I didn't know what my ancestral lineage was, so I was always piggybacking off of just my adopted parents. So
Mhm.
like I'm kind of just like this, not like androgynous, but just like I never really fit into like a specific group, and I always hated having to like fill in on tests.
Mhm.
Like, it was like, oh well, fill in white because that's just going to be the easiest thing for you in life. And I was like, that seems a little messed up, but
Yep.
okay, like guess I'll roll with it. And yeah, and just being part of a couple different religions and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
world.
Which box do you pick?
Yeah,
We're all
Mhm.
chameleons, and we're all evolving.
right.
Um,
Exactly.
I love that you're saying, I think I have something to say, and I'm putting it out there, because what really resonates so strongly that I feel physically with you doing this, Larissa, is that you're putting it out to the collective, and it needs to happen. It doesn't matter if how
I don't
many listeners, how many followers, so irrelevant. It's
Yes.
putting it out there and speaking it is all of us with when we participate in these conversations, whether anyone has a channel or anything. I find being a part of these conversations is so enriching. But also when you're a participant, when you get to listen to it afterwards, when you hear this kind of stuff, it kind of just floats out there and maybe becomes those little glimmers that other people are seeing, or these little bits of knowledge, wisdom, experience, rememberings that we're putting out there
Yes.
are just adding to the layers. I mean, I don't know where I just said that.
No,
I agree.
100% agree. Yeah, because the time is now to be just expressing ourselves and
Put your truth
just
out there.
Yeah, like I always thought I was a little weird, but at the same time I'm like, oh, I've found other weirdos that are also like with my vibe, and you know, I feel more comfortable putting out different subjects and just seeing where it goes. Like it's really cool, and I think that there are other people out there who have felt alone and now realizing, oh my gosh, like, there's someone
There are people
who's like
out
me
there.
out there
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't like to really share my life. I'm very private like that. Like that's why this has been very scary for me, because it just
You're putting yourself out there.
yeah. And you know, this whole internet thing can be a little creepy too. We know. So but
Oh, well,
cleanse and protect, cleanse and protect.
Exactly.
Put love out there, you know, let's harness that in. I think we're onto something.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the start of like something really cool,
Change.
because I always knew as a child that like I needed to do something to bring in world peace, which I know I keep thinking that sounds really corny saying that, but it's like it can happen. And
100%. Yeah, when I was a kid, they'd ask you like, what do you want to be when you grow up and stuff. I'd always say good person.
Oh, I love that.
I never had any other like dreams or like things I wanted to accomplish.
So beautiful.
I just wanted to help people. Like that was it. And I never really found that. Well, a service industry, it didn't really appease all of the needs that I had until like this started happening. Because now I feel like everything I've learned and everything that is being presented to me, like now I can share that. Now other people who perhaps might be on the same path or might be starting their journey, like maybe now they have a place that they can sit and have thoughts that they've had before, like confirmed or
that's so
freaking
cool.
treat.
That's actually very mature of you as a child. You want to know what I wanted to be when I was a child? And my mom can confirm this. I wanted to be a garbage lady because I was like, why are there only garbage men? I'm like, I want to ride on the back of the truck. I'm such a weird child. My mom was like, I think my parents were probably like, oh God, she doesn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer.
No, I think that's humble. I think that's beautiful. You're like, I want to help people clean up the mess.
Clean up the mess. And I was like,
be
why
woman power?
Always get to do it. I want to do it. It looks always so fun, like hanging off the back of the truck. So I wish I was a little bit more astute like you.
No, I think that falls into the same category, basically. I think that's beautiful. You're so cute. Yeah. And just like empowering women. You're like, how come? Why can't women do everything? Men can do everything. Can't we just all people do everything?
But I will admit there are many things that I can't do, and I will gladly give.
Men can't push out a baby.
My husband.
So I guess
opening jars.
Yes.
Like,
oh man,
I can't do it.
Yep. Our little dainty wrists. You kidding me?
Well, I did learn the trick though of like hitting it with a knife, but then it like bends the cap. So
yeah, and if you're not careful and you hit the bottle, I've done that. Pickles everywhere.
Well, grab a rubber glove and just put it over the top of the lid. It gives you the best grip.
Oh, that's smart.
I gotta get me some of those.
Mm.
Cool.
That's a tip.
Thank you for that. I love those little life hacks. I could watch those videos like all the time.
Oh yeah, all learning stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I realized that I could. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yep, no, go.
No, I was just gonna share a tip that I found out. I started putting my laundry in, like my my soiled laundry and stuff, in my pillowcase. So then I would be able to carry it downstairs as a bag, and then I'd always wash my pillowcase too. So it's always a fresh pillowcase, and clothes you could just bring it back upstairs afterwards, put it back in the pillowcase.
Smart.
Follow Courtney for more lifestyle hacks.
You could do like a whole episode on life hacks.
Little tiny things that have helped.
Oh,
yeah.
The things, especially with living with some health challenges, you learn hacks, right? You're very motivated to learn how to make things easier on yourself, right?
Yeah, you realize that your energy is very sacred, and so any way that you can help maintain it, it's important.
Yeah, and thinking smarter, not harder.
There you go.
My motto. So yeah, if I can do a bunch of things at once, that helps. But I will admit I have been a little like all over the place recently. So
yeah, Helen said that you should have 3 projects on the go so that you always have something to do. You can put one down.
1,000. I can't finish a damn thing.
You're a good starter.
Oh, I start things really well.
Gotta close it.
Yeah. But I am working on, again, just letting go of things that aren't serving me and aren't bringing me joy. Recondoing my life. I don't know if you know that woman, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't go to the extreme like she does, but it's admirable what she does, and I appreciate it. And
clean home or clean space, clear head, right? Or
yeah.
Clear head, clear space, or whatever.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't look at my desk right now. Oh my god. I have
there's a very
brain. I thrive in chaos.
Yeah, there's a very specific reason as to why you guys can only see this part of the room.
Actually, usually I'm the messy Bessie. That one, because I'm starting to get better. He's starting to slack. So yeah, we're very much like independent, dependent in like couple. Like,
I can relate to that.
Own,
like he does his
also
own laundry.
rely on each other.
I do my own laundry, so there's like no like fighting, you know. So if it doesn't get done, it's my own damn fault. So
well, that's the thing too, is like the amount of times my sweaters have been shrunken, or clothes have been ruined, or white clothes are now red.
I
do my own laundry.
Attest to that. Yep. Yeah. So, I meant to tell you, I was pulling cards at the beginning of this, and we never did an intention.
We didn't.
For this conversation, but
well, let's mid conversation intention.
Yeah, intermission.
I was trying to combine the word. But never mind.
Intermission.
Well, it's interesting where our conversation went, because it kind of actually goes with these cards. So I have the Shaman Stream deck that I love. Also another powerful one of mine that I like.
Who's that by? Oh, sorry.
Jenna della Grottaglia.
Did you make her read that name on purpose, Courtney? Who's that by?
It's Italian. Della Grottaglia. Yes.
I think that's close. Yeah. The artwork
deck. It's beautiful. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. So the first card that I got was Empty the Well, Time to Replenish. And I do feel like that is very important to be filling our cups.
Exactly. Always fill the cup.
Lots of water.
Yeah, whatever you can do to fill your cup, which also, having the routine of, taking care of yourself and, crystal baths and cleansing and all that is, that helps fill your cup.
Very important. Yeah, I've put so many boundaries now on myself. Like, I won't talk to anybody sometimes. Like, if I know that I just need to like take time to myself, I put my phone away. I've been like really trying to be away from my phone, but
yes,
it's hard sometimes. But yeah, I just being a business woman, I get calls from like everybody. So I am like, get out. Mama needs time for herself.
Exactly.
So I am definitely learning to do this more. Yeah. So that's the first card. And that was number 16, if anybody is into the number thing.
Yeah, well, 1 + 6 is 7. And that's your main chakras in your body. There's obviously so many more, but
oh yeah. Yeah, I'm learning about that. That's interesting.
Chakras in your hands. And I don't know if people know this, but your hands and your head operate off of the same frequency. Oh. So they're also receivers and transmitters, just as much as your head is.
Interesting. Is that why I like to do, like, out of nowhere, I sometimes like dance with my hands.
I have met this amazing woman who I'm going to be having on my channel who does gesturing and interpretive dance and all with this kind of stuff. And I was in an online group with her, and all of the women in the group, we just started doing this stuff with our hands. And when you do it, sometimes you can actually feel
like mudras, right?
The energy.
Yeah, for sure. And you can feel the energies. And one time, just a little quick story, I was doing this a lot recently, and I was doing it as part of just like a meditation and getting into it. And I can't remember what it was that I was focusing on, but I was in a really, really deep moment, and I felt the energy in my hands as heavy and thick as a box, like a brick. I just, it went thud into my hands, and then I was just like, oh, that's so fucking cool. I was able to release it. But yes, there is. Okay, and so Courtney, you said the frequency. Did you say the frequency of hands and head and hands is the same?
I actually was watching this channel. This guy, I'm now forgetting his name. If I can remember it, I'll try to post it. But he does this eraser massage. Like, I'll take the back of a pencil, and you start massaging like in these joints here, and it really helps just like get into like those spots that sometimes you don't normally get to. So I feel like doing that must help like activate the chakras in your hands too. So just a thought. Was just thinking.
I do wonder if that's why like cats are really receptive to pets. They're energy workers.
Oh my god. Is that why they do that? Like on parts of your body. They're like, you
a little massage.
Yeah, they making biscuits. That's what I used to call it with my cat. She'd go on my chest and she'd just go. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, possibly. They do learn that to get the milk out of the mom's belly. So when they suckle, that helps to get the milk out.
And then that's their comfort.
Yeah.
But
and their purrs are healing. Purrs.
Oh my god, the frequency from that is amazing.
That's something I'd like to look into a little bit more too, because I know and the fact that they know when you need healing, and they know where you need that healing.
So cool. I need to get a cat again.
Yeah, they're huge protectors also. Like, I'm pretty sure, your ancestors, guardians, spirit guides, they can come through your animals. And I feel like
Kai is definitely really cuddly. She actually, when we kind of first started with Earl Grey recently, I was called to do that. I like to blend my teas. Yeah. Just because, I don't know, I feel like nettle is a good thing to put in your body, so that's why I do it.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds
you're
delightful.
always with the. I see you as being like in your kitchen, being an alchemist and bringing
Oh yeah,
forth, just a little bit of this, and a
I
little bit of
love
that, and
making like
creating your
little
tea blends.
potions.
Oh,
Hmm.
potions.
Did you pull a
Yeah.
card there, Courtney?
I had a few cards out earlier, but I put them away.
You put
No,
them away.
But I could shuffle and
I did
see what
have.
else comes.
I have two more cards actually that I didn't read to you guys.
Oh, please.
I sorry, my ADHD kicked in. There we go. Snap.
I think that's the beautiful thing. We keep going. We go over here, and then we go over there, and then we circle back here, and it's all just cool.
This is my life. Yes.
That's how I do things.
Back to the reading. Oh my gosh! Wow. Completely. Yeah, I just digressed on that one. But anyways, the next one is in the hand. The universe is your partner.
And we're talking
So
about hands resonating with your
connecting
head.
with creating. I just have been wanting to create again, which is a miracle because I took a little hiatus, but we're back at it.
Yeah. I also found that art or creating is a good transmuter. So if you're feeling those really, really heavy energies, just take into some doodling or, whatever is fun and creative for you. Yeah,
Mhm.
helps to transmute whatever those.
I brought my craft. I keep forgetting to do it while I'm talking. I get kind of handsy with my pendulum.
Little handsy. That's that crafting or doing something, whether it's art or anything like that. It is so effective at being able to shift your energies.
Yes.
It's one of my hacks for managing pain.
Oh,
You do something different when you really engage. And if you could be someone that, my goodness, produces something, my kind of crafty stuff is for private viewing. It's not like I don't create anything that I
and that's
could
the
sell or
best. Like
gift.
you don't need to have a reason to do it. So if it's just for you, for your little art gallery in your kitchen, like
Well, and I play with things like I do rock balancing.
oh
In
yeah,
my home and out in nature, sometimes with a really huge. So I play with.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
but
I love that.
people that can create like knitting and crocheting and all that kind of cool stuff.
Which, by the way, we got some donations for Ruby's Boobies. Thank you
Did you?
to
Awesome.
whoever donated. I can't see names, so I thank whoever from the bottom of my heart.
that's beautiful.
So I'm gonna go buy some yarn, and then Helen reached out and said that she wanted to crochet. So we have someone signed up, ready to go.
That is that's so amazing. Yeah, that it's yeah, very
I was
cool.
like,
Very
how do
cool.
I do good, but like not have it be, I don't know, like it doesn't have like a negative attachment to it. This
Super.
is not going, like the money is going directly to a product to be made for someone in need. So I was like,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because I don't want to make money off of this. Like this is my fun time. I don't
Yeah.
make it a business. Like that's why I've been very like I know there will come a time when maybe I can monetize off of whatever I'm learning, but right now I'm just like I'm learning too. I'm having fun
Yeah.
with it. Like I'm
You're
just
allowing
enjoying.
others to share in your experience, share in the journey.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the stuff that I don't know, you find someone who's creating content and you're like, what are they really doing? What are they all about? I don't really know, but it's kind of cool to watch. Right?
Yeah, it
Just
is.
and bringing people along for seeing the crazy stuff that's going on.
And yeah, and just having like a support group because like I know for me, I've I know now that I actually think I really like group therapy just because of doing what we've been doing on Zooms. And I'm like, wow, okay, maybe this is what I've been needing this whole time. Like, because the one-on-one therapy thing for me was always just so monotonous.
Yeah.
Um, and now I'm like, wait, oh, I can
Yeah.
learn for like everyone's like my teacher in a way, which is
Yes.
really cool. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
why
was.
I wanted to start this.
Create. Oh,
And
Yes.
there's no like, we don't have to deal with insurance companies. Like, we don't
Hmm.
have to pay for any of this. Cause like that's where I ended up when I got off my insurance when I turned 26, I had to change therapists. And I was like, I built a relationship with
Established.
this person and it was going okay already. And then I was like, I'm not going to pay over $100 something a session. Like if I can get it free somewhere else. But I was just
right
like,
here.
Exactly.
like this is what I needed this whole time. And
Mhm.
there's nothing attached, like negative attached to it. Because like when I think of like, because I'm dealing with stupid insurance stuff right now, and I'm just like, why is this still a thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. This has just been so beautiful meeting you guys and being able to talk through things. And
Mm.
When we share our stories, we can help so many people because we can see ourselves in other people's experiences. When we get feedback from something that we've shared from a non through a conversation that's not, you're not engaging people in one of these things for services, you're not sitting down with a therapist, it's not the information, where so many aha moments have come from spending time in community with, folks like you guys doing this kind of stuff, because the responses that come are not because it's that person's job, it's because they've walked that walk, they've got some sort of a hit or a download based on what you've said, and it's so much more real, authentic, and meaningful than I'm clinically trained to know how to respond to what I think this person's situation. It's just like how
Yeah.
all of a
and
sudden
it's
that
too
feels.
like it just felt very
Right.
robotic. I don't,
Yeah.
and this is so much more natural and like
Fluid.
fluid. Yeah, I don't know,
Hmm.
like no strings
Yeah.
attached type of situation. So
Hmm. I
I
also find. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Keep going.
Oh. I also find when you share a situation or something that's happened to you, a lot of people will be able to then look back into their situation and relate back to you with it. A
Mhm.
big part of just being able to connect with somebody is, being vulnerable and open and raw. And I'm really happy that we can offer that to other people. I've been in CBT classes before, so group therapy as well. And that is the most like fantastical way of getting through something and understanding parts
Yeah.
of situations that you've been in, is hearing other people and the way that they've been affected by a similar situation, or because your pain isn't any worse than anybody else's, and everything is relative to what you have been through personally. So it's really interesting. Like the other day we were talking about a friend in our group who is colorblind, and to think that that person sees the world completely different than we do
Wild
is like, yeah, it's a whole new, yeah,
perspective on things that I never
yeah.
like thought of, and I was like, that's
Person's
wild.
living in a completely different universe than we are.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Because that's why I am so sensitive to hearing other people's perspectives, because we are all seeing things in a different way and a different perspective. And if you have a difference in opinion with me, like I don't care. Like
No, if anything, it helps me to see a different opinion that maybe I haven't seen before,
yeah.
because I'm not infallible and I'm still learning, and I
Mhm.
expect myself to continue learning until I'm no longer here. It's
Exactly.
a forever process, which I've always said. I think the best part about perfection is that it's unattainable, is that we can always keep getting better. And the fact that we can always grow is a gift, I think. Never have to worry about being stuck anywhere, because you know that it's just
Mhm.
another stepping stone.
And recognize the strength and that we're supposed to change our mind about things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when if you like it would like whether it's stuff that you figured out you thought you felt like as a child or as we go along, if we're thinking that what we know, and also as we start uncovering things like, oh well, that was a lie and that wasn't we're supposed to change our minds. And I think that it's a real it's not an asset when someone becomes so firmly planted that they think that they know everything they need to know about any subject or about themselves,
Mhm.
because this is where this inner work and shadow work and all of this discovery, we don't, and we know hardly any of it. And I want to be able to, you're saying, you don't have to, people don't have to agree with you, have a different opinion. Absolutely. Let's have we need different opinions.
And just being able to have like a constructive conversation without being attacked is like very
Mm-hmm.
refreshing. like
Yeah.
like this is finally like I feel like having these conversations now because I'm working with people that are on the same frequency and won't like glitch like mid conversation.
Right.
Something I've said has like made them
Yep.
literally just freak out. So
Agent Smith moment.
yeah. So that's what's been really refreshing, is just being able to have these hard conversations and have people.
I think what's needed is the world collectively, so many people need to go through a real detox of judgment, judging and being able to create and hold space for the type of world that we deserve, right?
Amen to that.
Yep. 100%.
So yeah, I'm excited to finally be doing this out in the open because I got something to say.
Yeah. I think this is finally starting to trickle down into my friend groups from years and years ago. So it's kind of exciting to allow them to see my journey as well. It's
So
much
cool.
different.
That are a lot of your friends like on the same wavelength?
No, unfortunately, but I feel like there are a few who have begun their journey, and I definitely am here to assist them in any way possible. I do send this to a couple friends where I want to help give them tools and see how how these tools have helped others as well, besides just my experience behind them. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be looked at now as someone people are going to come to now for information.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like I still need some time to gather more information and because like I'm very much like I'm very cautious of what I'm teaching too, because I just want to make sure that like I'm learning this new way of thinking, and it's we're not, I mean, not that I would ever like teach anything bad, but I don't know.
No.
It's like because we're now so focused and sensitive on like the right information. Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm getting all my ducks in a row. So that's why like I'm not offering public readings just because like I've just tapped into this. I mean, yeah, I know that I have this gift and I know I can help people with it, but right now I just have to work through some things internally for me because like I don't want to be putting this energy on other people. So
yeah, that's the thing is the more that you're connected to your ego self when you do these readings, the more it can actually change the interpretation of the readings, and you might be seeing something biasly that you wouldn't even recognize because you haven't done the inner work yet to be able to tell the difference.
So I'm trying to respect the craft as well. Like I mean, I'm not out there claiming I'm like a witch or anything. I just have tapped into like things that I've always been curious about. I mean, yeah, I think there is a connection there somehow. I mean, what I do is basically just intuitive stuff that I think I've gained from past life stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to be like just saying that I'm a student, I'm learning these things. Just
Exactly.
we'll get there when I'll get
I
there.
think the really strong feeling that I got while you were speaking was the fact that you are sharing this, the fact that you are stepping out into offering, even just like not offering it as a product and service, but offering it as your message that you want to share, your experience that you're going through is
Yeah.
going to activate more of a confidence within you with your gifts, because you know that they're there, we know that they are there, and you're entering through this with such a reverence and respect that tells me as well and resonates that you have your gifts are very, very powerful, and you're learning to settle in with those with such a profound respect that you are going to very soon be rewarded with
I hope
with your knowledge of knowing with that. And I just I love the way that you're approaching this. I really do.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Sad. Oh, that just like really, really hit hard because like this is doing this has been really scary for me. Like I know y'all probably think that I'm just like cool and
You're natural.
but internally I'm just like, oh, cameras, because like I honestly like, and it's weird because I used to do like plays as a child, like being on stage, like I danced, I did violin, like I always had to do concerts.
But
like,
this, you're not showing up with the script from the play. You're showing up as you.
yeah, this is me. Like you're getting it raw, uncut, not planned. Like yeah, literally, these are not planned, as you can see. And
we're meeting when?
yeah. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, and just dealing with being in different time zones. We're all learning to adjust and plan accordingly, and that's been difficult and frustrating for all of us. But
That's okay.
We're working on it. We got it.
We are working on it.
Yeah. So thanks for for being here.
I'm happy I made it on time today.
Oh shoot, my computer's gonna die. I'll be right back. I have to go grab the charger.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
No. Oh god.
No, that'll be the thumbnail for the video.
And she's out. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
Dog. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
That's why he's there.
Well, previously on this episode of Tea, Toke, and Tarot,
and Tumble,
and Tumble, we're adding another tea to the mix. Oh, it's amazing.
So silly. Oh, I wanted to say I love your background. I know you tinker with it every once in a while. But
I do. I tinker with it, and I put things that are really meaningful in that, like right out this window are the most gorgeous trees. And so I'll turn my chair and I'll do my meditation there. And now I've got access to my cards. And and my oils are all up there. And yeah, surrounding with natural elements like the rocks and stones are something that really, really resonates with me. And thinking like, man, when I had an office in the corporate world, how come I never made it look cool like this? How come I didn't bring in, like, what was that with those? I don't know. Well, I remember her. She was a nice lady, but I'm different now.
Yeah. I completely agree. It took me like 15 minutes to figure out which I wanted here specifically and which stuffies I wanted to show. And it's a very delicate process, but yeah,
it's a process. It's a process. And Larissa's got her hats.
So beautiful
on the wall. Yeah. I've got I'm figuring out most of the time. I have to do I'm thinking about the background because I do a lot of videos for like the radio stuff and things like that. So I've got it. And I don't, you know how when people do green screen,
Yeah.
if they have like a beautiful scene or something, I just can't stand the way you get
It shifts.
blurry and
Mhm.
stuff, and especially like I don't know, it just doesn't work with the I awkward. Except there is one that's you can do a blur background, which I've tried
Yeah.
a couple times, but
Yeah, I've seen
so
that
I'm
one.
like, I don't know, I'll just do it this way. Let's
Yeah,
do
I
it
like
this way.
the authentic background. Like some people, they'll take pictures of their background and then they'll use that as their
Yeah,
background, so
or like
nothing
have like a
moves.
real big set kind
Yeah,
of thing. But yeah, so we create our own, and nice
yeah.
nice stuffies, by the way. They look very friendly.
Ah, thank you. I have so many. I got this guy.
Aw.
So you guys get the uncut, unedited version of that. I guess I won't be editing that out. Sorry about that.
No,
It
you're
was
right.
fun.
Is it okay if I grab coffee really quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk
Yeah.
amongst ourselves.
Nah, I'll be fast.
Don't be careful.
Yeah, don't fall anywhere. Oh my God, I forgot because I'm sitting on my bed and I guess I was closer to the edge than I thought.
That seriously, that was I don't know if you heard me. I'm gonna say that's gonna be the thumbnail for the video. I'm like, whoa.
Leg in the air.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Jesus.
A
Sorry.
little bit of tumble.
Yeah, well,
Keeps it interesting.
yeah, hey. I'm all about making fun of myself, so hope you all get a rile out of my pain.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, we're good. I think I hurt Kai though. Kai, wanna come say hi? No? Come over here. Come. Say hi. To the world.
Hello.
Just
Beautiful.
Kai with the blue eye, you call her.
So when you come out to visit visit me in Canada on the West Coast, on Vancouver Island, in the town that I live, there is a coffee shop called White Rabbit.
No way.
Yes. Really, really cool, really funky, independent, run by a young couple, like total cool vibe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to go visit.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a mug or a t-shirt.
Yeah, right? Oh, I
That is
wonder if
so
they do
cool.
swag. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, really, yeah, it's a funky little place. Yeah. So
That is adorable. I
mhm,
will definitely have to check that out. We've been itching to go to Canada because
mhm.
like every time we attempt to go, there's like another restriction. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this. So we have like, I have friends in Montreal that I've been wanting to visit. So then of course like Courtney. So it'd be nice. I don't know. I love road tripping. So
You do. You are a girl that loves to
I'll
road trip. So
make
eventually
it out there.
it'll happen. It'll happen. It would yeah, there's so much gorgeous stuff around here that you would absolutely love.
The pictures and the videos that you take, I'm like, oh,
I can't. Yeah, I'm waiting for the weather to get nice because I miss my outdoor adventures. I've kind of been,
I've
not.
been hibernating myself.
Yeah, hibernating, and doing that kind of stuff. But I need to get out to the forest again,
Yeah.
down by the beaches and all that kind of good stuff.
So beautiful. Yeah, that's like a lot. I feel like there's a lot of magic where you are. Like just the energies there are really.
Well, yeah, and interestingly, I've been having a chat with this fellow that's producing these really, really cool documentaries about women that have healing abilities. So like folk medicine and people that do Reiki and do cards and stuff like that. And he's from different international places and different places in Canada. And he says, if he's here, he goes, there's something about Vancouver Island, whether it's the ley lines or everything. He goes, this is such a hotbed of powerful women. And I'm like, yeah, it is. No, but just saying something about, he goes, it's like you have no idea. So
that is so awesome.
So yeah, so something, and energetically, right? I mean, you feel there's a bunch of stuff where you live, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am in the crux of. Well, apparently, people have told me that where my house is on a potentially on a portal. I have these like dowsing rods. They're like made out of copper.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
So
bought
not tuning forks.
no, I can get them, but maybe
Let me hear all about myself.
I'll do a whole episode on that.
It's like,
Yeah.
Courtney's getting like,
Yeah, I just
so hi
realized that won't
everyone.
be easy. But yeah, I'll do maybe I can videotape myself doing it.
Oh,
Instantly the rods like cross and
okay.
I don't know, I'm like, I don't know what that means. But
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, and yeah, a lot of interesting stuff has happened in this house. I don't know. But yeah, this area that I'm in has a lot of history. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to travel all around the world, and I have been to other places that claim to have vortexes. Like I've been
Yeah.
to Sedona.
Mm.
I think that was one of the craziest experiences that I've had energetically, just being in a different place.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, people talked about the energies there, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But whenever I go bead shopping, I go to the Tucson Gem Show, and the energies during that show are crazy because you've got people bringing crystals from all over the world, and the energies are just like, I can only do like a couple of days of shopping, and
Because
then I
it's
have to.
intense.
Yeah, it's so intense, and even though with me being kind of good at clearing my energy, it's a lot. So
Yeah.
I take a couple days off, and I drive to Sedona, and that like
Oh.
there's
I've got to
definitely
get there. Got to get
yeah,
there.
it's really cool. And I actually got lost and discovered this really cool like Tibetan temple
Oh.
up in this like I don't know, it was like in this residential area. I felt weird because I thought I was like going to someone's backyard, and it opens up to this like really cool meditation garden around this temple. And yeah, it was so cool. I was like, this is such a cool place to get like lost to. And yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely you can feel a presence there. And I had kind of a weird, I didn't see any things flying, but there was a weird situation with like
Ooh.
yeah, on a hike that I was on.
Mm.
I decided it was kind of stupid. I went by myself, which normally I don't really love hiking by myself just because I am a little clumsy, and I'm like, if something happens, like it's not really good thing. And with cell service, it's not always reliable. So yeah, I kind of did a bad thing, and I went off the path a little bit, and I got a little lost. And getting lost in Sedona must be a thing for me. But I realized that I got myself turned around, and I was getting worried because the sun was starting to go down. I was like, oh gosh, I'm not near anybody right now. So out of nowhere, I noticed there was like something shining in my eye to like make me turn into like this direction.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is trying to get my attention? And I like look at the ground, and there was something on the ground in the distance, probably like 20 feet away from me. And I walk over to it, and it was a bead. It was like a little amethyst bead, and it had a Scorpio symbol on it. And I'm a Scorpio, so I was like, and purple is my favorite color. So I was like, what? And then I look up, and I saw like a sign for like where the path was, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, if I had it like turned to go into that direction, I don't know. I know this sounds like a little.
No, that sounds exactly the kind of stuff that happens to me frequently. And wow.
I think it was like my guide being like, wake up, look over here. Yeah, and I still have the beads somewhere, but again, in life, stones and beads tend to like appear and disappear. So
you were absolutely guided, helped, given a little nudge. And again, you had the awareness to first off notice what's that, to notice it, then to follow, and then to look.
Yeah, they're there if you just look for them.
I've tried to deny it like I've turned off that channel for a while. But
No.
I started like, prying it open a little bit. It's like it comes in and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll listen. Fine. Damn it. So yeah, it's cool when that happens, like when you're not expecting it. Those little nudges.
Yeah, that's when it happens most. Is when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
The universe be like that.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of like another. Have you guys had any things like that happen to you?
I've had I know I have them all the time. I'm trying to think if I can think of a story. I did a video. I wonder if I should post it on my channel, of how I was magically just walking through this really cool trail, and things kept happening to me to draw my attention, to just give me this really beautiful experience on my walk. And it was just the way that things happened. There's no way that if I didn't notice this, I would have looked up and noticed the beautiful heart shape in the clouds, or I would have noticed that amazing spider in her web, or that I would have then, I found, I don't have it here, a most beautiful carved owl piece of driftwood tucked in a tree, because I was and it was just like everything.
Oh, I remember that story. Yeah.
It was, I probably told it was just everything that happened. And it was a time when I went into the forest feeling low. And I was just gifted by this adventure, this experience that just let me know that I was loved and supported, and then I was given all these little prizes along the way too. So that's to me, that's kind of the same sort of thing of getting that, drawing our attention to something. And again, I think that we just need to wake up and notice, because this stuff's probably happening
all the time,
constantly, to support us. And also just ask, remember to ask for help if we're struggling. Ask our guides for help. They want to help us. We just need to ask. What was that with the phone?
I was just saying that they keep us distracted by wanting like tunnel vision and not paying attention to that. So I'm trying to be better when I'm like walking outside. Like
that's it. On your phone. Yeah, I have to put my phone very far away from me when I go on my walks, because I know that that's number one distraction. But I also like to listen to music, because I think that
it's hard when you're like trying to detach, but then you're like, wait, I need my music. So great, I have to take this thing with me. Like
I need this, I guess, this part.
I wish there was a way for like not to be like microchipped, but I could like have all the music that I wanted and it would just play. You don't need headphones. Like it just somehow plays naturally out of your head.
That happened to me once. Want to hear my magical musical story?
What?
Oh, so we were moving from the place that we were moving into this house. It was the final day of everything had been all moved out. It was the final day of cleaning to going back, and it was a huge house. Hubby unfortunately had put his back out, and so all by myself. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna bring all the supplies I need, which is my herbal medicine, get me through. Obviously got all my cleaning stuff, and I'm going to bring my all the internet and everything's gone, but I'm going to bring my little boombox radio thing so I can play CDs, listen to the radio, because I gotta have music. Well, in the rushing, and it's also far away from where we live. Get there, realize I didn't bring my music. And I was really, really just mad. And then I was just so freaking sad. I was so sad that I didn't have my music, because it's like, this is just, how
it's your thing.
And it's like, I'm cleaning. I'm going to be cleaning here for hours. And so it's like, whatever, suck it up, have a puff, get on with it. And I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden I realize I'm hearing music. And I'm like, oh. And I recognized the song. And it was a song that my grandmother used to play on her radio, like old time fashion stuff. So my grandmother brought music for me.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And I noticed it right away. And it was that gentle hug, that support. And then afterwards, then I just realized, okay, get over it, sing your own songs in your head. And, but it was that reaching out of support that
Oh, my
and
heart.
she sent a song that I would know that it
Yeah.
was from her.
Beautiful. And then afterwards, that gave you like the energy to,
Oh,
you know.
I was elated. And then I just, sang my own modern music because I don't know
Yes.
those cute little songs from the radio. But it's that kind of stuff is available to happen for all of us. And that kind of stuff is what is the most meaningful. That's the stuff that I'm learning, wanting to be a student of. That's what I want to lean into, to grow and help to encourage other people to embrace. And we're just so supported.
Oh, so supported. Many times this year, I feel like I channeled my grandparents' energy, and
Yep.
there's like this feeling, it's so familiar when it comes through, and I'm like, wow, that was a cool moment. Like there's nothing like if you've been fortunate enough to have that grandparent that was just so gentle, nice.
Yeah.
There's like this feeling that comes with it, and yeah, a couple times this year it came like a little nudge just to like boost my spirits, because this year's been tough. We've been waiting for so long, and it's like it gets draining sometimes. So when you're low, it's nice to every once in a while have that rush come through, and you're like, oh, what am I doing? Like, why am I getting into these moments? And
Exactly.
shift the energy.
So I'm going to, my homework for myself is like, okay, I've just remembered stories when I've been really, really low and needed a boost, and spirit has come to give me that nudge. I'm going to start calling them in when I'm feeling up like this and I'm in creation mode, right? And when I'm wanting to do things like, come on, let's collaborate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate helping picking me up when I'm down, but let's co-create in the now is kind of excited.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing right now. We're co-creating. We're creating this energy ball that's hopefully going to get sent out to places all over the world. Who knows? But it's
whoever needs it, whoever's searching for it.
Yeah.
They'll stumble upon it.
Hang out with us for a while. It's like visiting with us.
Yeah. I'll throw you a little love dart, whoever needs it. I wrote that on the back of my pendulum board. Like, if it doesn't come from a place of love, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So I think that's
a good
lesson for today.
Yeah, it's a good litmus test.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't fall upon the love, then get out of here.
Because I've done I guess my version of hexing, but it's always my intention is send it away with love.
Yes.
I never wish harm on even some of the most negative entities that I've dealt with.
No.
I mean, even though I did have that moment, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for telling this story. I'll try to. I don't know. Just be driving by, and I didn't do anything bad, but just having that thing,
anything, it was a protection.
Yeah, but I'm sending it away with love.
Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't want to trigger anything.
No.
Trying to be a little careful, but.
Yeah, I always ask for compassion and understanding for the other party. Please allow them to understand where I'm coming from.
Right, exactly.
That's what I hope.
Because, I just don't have that negative energy in me to be able to do that. I don't mess with that stuff, so.
Oh, it's real.
It is so real. Yeah. I didn't believe it until I've had a couple of recent things come into my life with this stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, Like,
Undeniable.
it's not. We think it's all fairy tales, but nope. Sorry, my dog wants to get out of the room. I've trapped him. Hold on 1 second. I will not fall off the bed this time. Oh, God.
I think all fairy tales come from a place of truth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's an interesting conversation.
Like dragons and phoenixes and fairies and giants and angels and and
I know. I'm now realizing that maybe it's not too far from fiction. So, what did you get, Courtney?
So at first I got the 8 of Earth, which 8 is the forever number. 8 is
That's
also
my life path number.
Your life path number.
Yeah.
8 is also the number that you need for I guess there's a meditation that you can do with a group of 8 people, and it can affect something singularly as intense as like 200 people were praying for the same thing. 8 people, a group of 8 people setting their intention for something is just as strong. It's the power of 8 meditation, I believe is what it's called.
Larissa's got wheels going.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And you got Earth card, of course, too, which we're talking about connecting to Mother Earth and staying grounded. And I like that this guy's a cello, so we're talking about music and how music affects us and is clearing and stabilizing and energizing.
I love the cello. Throw that out there. That is like one of my favorite like frequencies to listen to. Oh, I mean, coming from being a violinist, I will admit, I do fancy the cello sound. Probably maybe a little bit more than the violin, but yeah, I resonated with that card a lot. Did you pull that just in general? Yeah. Oh, cool.
Well, the next cards that follow, I think, are very interesting as well. The 8 of Earth, that's the definition in the book, I guess, is knowledge and the gain of knowledge and learning new skills or crafts.
Nice.
So it could be a musical craft or a creative skill or
I've been
anything
wanting
else.
More instruments. I've been called to like tinker with things. That'd be cool. I actually do have some musical projects I've been writing in my journal. Maybe one day they'll come to fruition. I'll let you guys know. But
that sounds amazing.
TBD. We'll let you know how that goes. But
and then I pulled the call card. So already we got an angel, an archway of divine light.
Oh my God, it's you in a card.
I don't know the definition of this card yet, but I have a feeling that it has something to do with calling upon your spirit guides or listening to a call that has been put out for you as well. Or answering the call, I suppose, if you're feeling guided towards something, or perhaps it's a phone call you need to answer.
Fine, I'll answer it. And ignoring it.
And I guess the definition for this one is true prosperity, which I'm sure if you engage with your higher self, the abundance that's waiting for you is closer than you realize.
Oh, beautiful.
And then, to end it off, I got the High Priestess.
The High Priestess.
Which is just, how do you not fall in love?
Oh my God, that God just, beautiful energy coming from that
Mhm.
card.
Thank you.
So this card is a mystery card. So some things are meant to be known intellectually, and some things are meant to be experienced through intuition. And this card reminds me to trust that I have access to higher wisdom and knowledge.
Oh,
And then I checked the bottom of the deck, and I got this one. Emperor, and you got a lion,
ah,
a crown.
and I did
I
get
think-
this strength card too when I first started.
Oh, with the lion.
And look at the 8 at the top. Well, infinity, but like, you know, that energy.
Same.
Cool.
Let's see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a very beautiful pull, I think.
I'm gonna take that advice. I'll answer the call finally that I've been putting on the back.
Answer it.
Answer the call. Be open to gaining knowledge and learning new crafts, or just putting your foot the first step into doing it.
That is very pertinent to the next month. I'm finally bringing back classes in my store, so I'm trying to learn more skills. I'm getting back into my making, thanks to you guys. I'm almost halfway through a bracelet. We're almost done. I'm maxing. So thank you for inspiring me. Are you okay?
I just dropped all my cards.
I had a lot to say.
Oh
my God. Sandra, did you pull anything?
No, I didn't pull cards. I left it just to be receiving from you guys today. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. And it is 4:20 in my neck of the woods.
120.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to you all. This has been a lovely conversation.
We've gone all over the place, but I've loved it.
Yeah, I think that's why I like these discussions, because I don't really like having an agenda. It's beautiful when it happens naturally. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do here, is give people authentic stuff, because we don't need any more false, fake stuff out there. Look, it's been bumming me out seeing people, like, I tap into a little bit of what's happening in the mainstream world, and like I see people posting stuff on Instagram about these filters now, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, these kids are going to be growing up thinking that like they need to change their faces, and I'm like, oh my God, like they make the faces look like they have Botox, and like make
for
them
a child too.
It's just wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah, it's feeding into that body dysmorphia, which they love so much. Here's this, and here's nothing to do with it. Go look.
And make it easily accessible to vulnerable kids. It's just, it breaks my heart. So
we need to protect the children.
I don't do that TikTok thing. I'm off of it, but I've been noticing these things are like leaking over into Instagram, and I'm like, oh no, shoot, it's bumming me out. So that's why I'm all about the raw, unedited. This is what you get. Sometimes you'll get me like rolling out of bed. Oh, natural. I did put mascara on though. These are not mine. Yeah, I did want to be a little bit more presentable for the world today. So. And you both look lovely. Thank you for bringing your energy today. This has been so much fun. Yeah. Oh. So. Well, I'm gonna stop recording now. We can have like a little after
powwow.
A little powwow. I figure we said a lot today. We like covered a lot of topics.
That's great.
And maybe if anyone's interested in us diving deeper, going down a rabbit hole on some of these discussions,
we'll do that.
I would love to hear feedback. So let me know. But this has been a lovely Tea, Toke, and Tarot Tuesday.
Thanks, Larissa.
Thanks for joining
Thanks,
in.
Courtney.
Thank you too.
Check out these ladies' channels. They're putting out some fun content. Very nicely done content. So thank you for putting yourself out there. It's nice having, compadres doing this as well. So it's building my confidence. So thank you for doing what you're doing. And
Oh, thank you. You're such an inspiration. Both of you are, honestly.
couldn't have done it without you guys.
Love it.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna end this and then we'll have a little chat. Cool. All right, bye guys.